Everybody thought that this would be Charles Leclerc's year to prove that he is the next best thing at Ferrari after a streak of dominant performances for the Maranello team. That is until his own team's faults and a few of his own would derail him from glory and lose his lead in the drivers' standings. Now that we're 1/3 into the season, it is paramount that Ferrari start their comeback, or anything much later would be futile. So what does Ferrari have in store for Silverstone? And just how determined is Charles to fight back at Red Bull's Max Verstappen? Well, you're just going to have to stick around to find out. But before anything else, consider subscribing to the channel as we upload 4 times a week to keep you updated on the latest news in the F1 space. Coming into the British Grand Prix, what was once a neck-and-neck battle between Red Bull's Max Verstappen and Ferrari's Charles Leclerc has been split wide open by a succession of unlucky outings for Ferrari and Charles. As we stand, Charles is trailing Max by 49 points, and many experts believe that Silverstone will be the best first step for Charles and Ferrari to climb back into the fight. Despite Ferrari's F175's lack of reliability, its competitiveness on every circuit the race calendar has been through thus far has not been lacking at all. Of all the previous races the Ferrari did not have a car retirement in, both their drivers would either win it all, finish on the podiums, or at the very least stick to the tails of both of the Red Bull drivers. This was also the case in the recent Canadian Grand Prix, where Carlos Sainz, who would, although not win the race, would put in a blistering lap times behind Max, who to his credit was cool under pressure and did not let the Ferrari driver behind him have a chance to lunge for the lead. And while we all know that Red Bull has been in their upgrade schedule leaving very little left to extract from their car, Ferrari has been a bit more conservative with their upgrades, and most people see Silverstone as a vital chapter in the battle between Ferrari and Red Bull. Now, Silverstone is a very different track compared to the past 3 races, where there were more slow corners compared to Silverstone, where it's more a fast-paced track with faster corners for the drivers to maneuver through. This type of circuit demands more aerodynamic efficiency and being able to carry a lot of speed into corners with a front-end grip that gives drivers the confidence to push their cars to the limit. In other words, having a low drag without sacrificing too much downforce is something in Ferrari's wheelhouse. And to add to that, Leclerc will be going into the race with a new power unit. Porpoising should be less of a worry as well for both Ferrari drivers, as the track doesn't have a long straight compared to Baku. Team principal Mattia Binotto would reveal that the decision to change Charles' power unit came after the disaster the team had to face in Baku, saying he was focusing his weekend knowing he would have to start from the back of the grid for the race. So even his Friday and Saturday programs were focused on the high fuel runs. So he was prepared for the race itself. It's certainly a very frustrating situation for a driver. His race would have required a lot of patience, which was the case. Sometimes you would like to overtake, but you cannot, maybe because there is a DRS train or the tyres are worn. But he limited the damage. Finishing 5th after starting from the back is still a good race result. Now he has fresh power units for the next races. We've 4 races to the summer break, and they will be important for him to attack and recover some points if he can. Ferrari will also try to address their straight-line speed deficiencies this weekend, as it is evident from the first race of the season that Red Bull is the clear winner amongst all the teams on the grid when it came to straight-line speed. Ferrari first tried to address this weakness in the Spanish Grand Prix, where they first introduced their new high downforce wing. This new rendition would have a new design to its movable flap, which offers a wider passage for air when opened, which would then further reduce drag, giving them the chance to reach maximal speeds. In Canada, Ferrari then debuted their low downforce wing with an arched main profile. This new rear wing was only installed on Charles, but it is very likely that this will be the one used by both drivers come race day at Silverstone. Moving on from the F175, Ferrari star driver Charles Leclerc says that while there is a big gap between him and Max, he still believes in his and the team's chances in mounting a comeback, saying, "I'm confident that our car is strong if we get on top of reliability," he said in Canada. Montreal was good, but as I've seen also, it's a problem for everyone, I think, reliability. So we just need to focus on ourselves. Performance is strong, and I'm sure that whenever we will finish races, we'll be there to fight for wins. No, I'm not worried. I mean, it's a big gap, but I'm just focusing on the job. And I'm confident that we can take that back, he told Motorsport. I think reliability seems to be a concern for everyone this season. And yeah, if we fix our reliability, the performance is there to come back. So already from Silverstone, we'll try to get a few points back. I really like Silverstone, and hopefully we will be competitive enough to be starting on pole and finally win from pole. Mattia would also highlight Sainz's recent rise, saying, "I think he is race by race, he is gaining confidence, improving his driving and being faster and faster. He is happy, he's more relaxed. I'm pretty sure that probably in the next races now, he is somehow a contender as well for the win in a single race. It's important for us as Scuderia to know that we can count on him as well, to know that he can be very fast and be a strong racer on Sunday." Former Ferrari driver Jean Alesi would also share that he thinks the team has plenty of time to recover, saying to the media, "If he had managed to return to the track after the pit stop with a margin over that little train of slower cars, he might have been able to get on the podium." I say perhaps because the Mercedes were travelling strongly at the end of the race. From the trip to Montreal, we needed to come back with a higher morale. I think this has happened. Positivity and conviction are important to keep pushing with the awareness of being part of a compact and determined group. Charles Leclerc is right when he shows beautiful optimism. Such a tight championship puts a strain on gearboxes, engines, hydraulics, everything. Technical troubles have come and will come for every team. We are not even halfway through the championship. There will be plenty of time and opportunities to recover, starting with the next round at Silverstone, a track that exalts champions. But while Ferrari is still remaining optimistic, former Mercedes driver and F1 champion Nico Rosberg thinks that this season's winner is already decided, and that the string of bad luck and bad performances from Ferrari have put them in a nothing-to-lose situation. In his words, "It's kind of nothing to lose anymore," he told Sky Sports Any Driven Monday. "So just go for it, and then see what can be maximised." Of course, they need to get on top of their reliability issues, but the pressure is kind of off a little now. I mean, they were huge favourites after the first couple of races, but now they're so far behind. So you have nothing to lose. Go for it. Big push, and let's see what they can do. Ferrari is one of the most storied teams on the grid, from drivers like Alberto Ascari to the legend himself, Michael Schumacher. And while those are big shoes to fill in, many of the Tifosi believe that Charles and Carlos are the next best thing to arrive at Ferrari. All the team has to do is give the drivers a car that is reliable and let the two handle the rest. But what do you think? Will Ferrari start their comeback at Silverstone, or will it be another disappointment for the Maranello team? Let us know in the comment section below, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't.